You know, I really suck at doing intros, so I'm gonna skip the intro because I mean, fuck if I know how to do it.
It's Snyder Cut Talk time.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
yeah. So I am Brandon Gaines, and I'm here joined with my dumbass friend Jaden Dempsey. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Name's Jaden Dempsey, nerd and person. Easy as
Dumbass,
that.
yeah.
That's all you need to know.
All right, yeah.
Takes one to know one.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, then we have Isaac over here. You know, late
Hey.
to the party.
Yeah.
And then we got our boy Julian over here, aka Scoop Daddy.
Hello.
Hello, Governor. Okay. So we all recorded this before, but there were some technical difficulties that happened. So
More like mistakes
man.
on your end, but okay.
even though I did test the audio 3 times, but anyways, seems to be working now, hopefully. And what was the first episode? We were talking about Snyder Cut. Yeah, it was like what, a week,
Before
2 weeks,
before seeing it.
Yeah, before seeing it, and we were hyped up. We were talking about the Snyder Cut drafts that we saw. Those were some insane stuff that we read. Damn, I just keep thinking about that. But now it's been it's Monday, so it's the 22nd. A few days after Snyder Cut.
Everyone's had the whole weekend to watch.
Exactly, 4 hours. 4 hours to watch the masterpiece, and I'm gonna go first. When we saw it, I saw it with the boy Isaac, Thomas, Alex, and our boy Christian. But we had to see Justice League first because, well, of course, we have to know the differences. Yeah, that was a tough, but we got through it, and then we started Snyder Cut. I mean, we kept pausing because some people had to go use the bathroom, and we just laughed.
I had to take some fat shit.
Yeah, you did. But we got through it. It was like 8 o'clock when we finished because we started at like 4. like at 4 o'clock, and then everyone left at like 8 o'clock. So it was a great time, and I was happy throughout. Like I was not once bored. I wasn't like yawning. I didn't have to use the bathroom because I'm not a coward and a pussy like all the other guys were. But
Same.
yeah.
Dude, when I have to shit, I have to fucking shit.
Well, I can hold it in like a man, so thanks.
I watched it like at midnight when it dropped.
Yeah, good for you. I had to wait for my
Jesus
friends.
Christ, dude.
I would have done the same thing, but I was a good friend. I'm like, you know what? I'll wait for Thomas, and who's not here with us, unfortunately.
I don't have friends who really care about Snyder Cut
Well,
as much as you guys.
they're not friends, so
Yeah. They're just people I know.
yeah, exactly. Fools. But anyways, great movie.
As for me,
Oh my god. Interrupt. I'm just kidding. You can go ahead and go.
I watched it on Saturday. I had seen a lot of people saying it was really, really good. Watched, of course, Justice League beforehand, and it was pure torture. But I had to suffer in order to, achieve greatness. And I must say, it's a really bizarre experience watching the Justice League and then the original what it was meant to be. You notice things more than just like the vast differences, the plot lines and everything. You also notice just the line deliveries are different, the overall music's different, the coloring is different. Like, I really, really loved Zack Snyder's color pattern in this one. Because you watch Justice League, it's really it's nothing wrong with it being bright, but it just seems so bad. Like the shots look so bad with all the bright lights and all the really, really colorful scenery. Which again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of like that it was a bit of a darker scenery. Like the final battles, it's dark everywhere, whereas in the original it's orange, it's like an apocalypse
that
background.
I really like about Snyder is he keeps the atmosphere dark.
Yeah,
which I feel like the DC universe needs that kind of to make it more unique.
Yeah, well, because in Justice League, it kind of you could just confuse it with any other Avengers battle. Yeah. Whereas this felt like it truly was a Justice League movie. It was this is what the Justice League's identity is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to lead this towards, Gaines?
Well, since we all rewatched Justice League, right? I'm assuming you did, Julian. Did you rewatch it before?
Unfortunately, yes, I did.
Okay. So you could tell it was we had 2 hours, and then we had 4 hours and 2 minutes, and you could tell the first hour went by like really fast for us. Like, everyone said that at the beginning of it, like the pacing was kind of slow and it was like off, but to me, it didn't feel off. It felt like, oh, it's all leading to something good. It's giving us time to like, okay, this is what the world is like without Superman. We don't have to look at a scene where him smiling at kids. Saying,
yeah, we didn't need that stupid thing.
It's meant to wind, and or hope is car keys. You see him die, and I don't remember Batman being that close to, Doomsday freaking exploding. I thought he was way far away, but I was just nitpicky. But you see the world, you see his scream turn on the mother boxes, and you just see like, well, okay, where was this? Why didn't we get that instead of hope is like your car keys? Easy to lose, but you can find them, or whatever bullshit he said.
Like the shitty
See,
yeah.
See, I understand what they were going for in the opening for Justice League. Like, they wanted to show the hope that Superman has, like, that he brings. But the problem is, though, is that I feel like it just does not tonally sit well with, like, what Zack was going for. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God, dude, tell me about it. But, so, we get into that, right? And I think right after that ends, I think, Batman goes to Aquaman, he goes to recruit him, and you can tell that encounter is way different.
Yeah, there's not a lot of comedy behind it. It's actually a lot more interesting. I will say this, though, it is home to one of the few things I did not like about the movie. It was the fact that almost every action sequence you had that song that they sang at the beginning of like the movie, like when Aquaman like went off, like the villagers started singing.
Oh yeah, that was kind of creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a good song. It was good, but then when I hear it every single action sequence, it started to get a little annoying to me. In all honesty, I was kind of like, okay.
Same with Wonder Woman's.
Oh
thing.
yeah,
like,
Wonder Woman's theme.
Fucking exactly. Yeah.
I love it, but it's like every time she does something, it goes like
Yeah, like, oh, and I'm like, okay, hold up.
Her old theme worked so much better for that song.
Yeah, I was really happy when they played it during the refined bank robbery scene. I feel like whenever you play her theme, it's really, really good. It's such a great theme.
I know, and I noticed in '84, like they only play it like a few times. Like,
yeah,
they don't really play it as much. I'm like, really? Come on, dude. It's like
I'll tell you what, dude. That theme is so epic. When we were watching Batman v Superman, like when she shows up and then they play her theme, everyone started clapping. I'm pretty sure without that theme, people would not have clapped because it was pretty badass to see Wonder Woman finally on screen being a badass. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm just like, damn. You, my dad.
And that song.
But...
That song made it even cooler. Like,
simp mode activated.
Yeah, but back to that scene, like you could tell. I remember, I thought there were a few shots where like, okay, this is some Snyder's shots, like him saying that I hear you can talk to fish. I thought that was a Snyder shot, but I guess it wasn't because I didn't see that. He just said you're just protector of the oceans, but he didn't say here you can talk to fish. I didn't know that was a Whedon thing because he didn't look like he was like kind of chubby cheeks. He looked like he was Snyder's version, but I guess that wasn't Snyder's joke, and I'm fine with that.
See, the thing I'm wondering is how much humor was put in the movie due to Warner Bros. Telling, because like let's face it, we all know that after Batman v Superman and the complaints of how dark it was, they definitely were forcing the directors to add a bit more lighter humor into the movies.
Garbage. It was supposed to be dark.
But that's making me wonder, like, how many of those shots were from the original Snyder cut, but they were forced in by the studio, like without Joss, like as in Zack was making the movie, and then the studio told him he has to have these funny jokes in there, and then how many of them did he cut out for the Snyder cut because now Warner Bros was like, yeah, whatever, just do what you want with it. You see what I mean?
Of course.
So I get the feeling there's probably more Snyder in the Justice League cut that we know of. It's just more that it's just Snyder being held at gunpoint by the studio to be more like Marvel. You know what I mean?
Which is stupid.
Yeah.
Seriously, fuck Warner
it's them chasing a trend instead of them setting their own trend, which I wish this movie would do, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah, we'll get into Warner Brothers because we did get some interesting news about them today, so we'll get into that very, very soon. But
the thing that pisses me off.
What?
Just keep going. Just keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, talk about it later. Isaac. Anyways, so it's the Aquaman scene, and we get into that Wonder Woman scene right after, right?
Yes, the bank robbery scene.
That was a little bit better. Although there was like this one shot, like the upskirt shot. I thought that was just Whedon, but I guess it was Snyder too. But I'm getting nitpicky here, but
it wasn't as gratuitous
Yes.
as Wheaton. Like there was so many scenes in that scene alone where her like skirt like flashes right up, or the camera's like at the perfect angle. So it was.
I know, but
You see, you know what I mean? I feel like the bank robbery scene was way better though in this one. Like it was. The blood, it was cooler to see the darker scenery because beforehand it was just all super bright and light, whereas this one it's a lot more like dark, and you do feel like these guys are a lot more menacing in this one because they felt a little cartoony in the old one. That's probably just because
she just obliterated that guy into nothing. I
guess it goes to show how much lighting really does matter in a movie because like when you have the bright light, it's kind of just looks like okay, these guys are cartoon villains, but with the darker lighting, it's like oh, crap, these guys are armor. Oh, we'll get to that soon.
We'll get to that. You need to calm down, Isaac. Jesus,
you're jumping the gun too early, man.
Yeah, bro. But like that scene was all good and all. She looked kind of weird moving all fast. I mean, that's the only weird part I have about that. Is she was moving.
I guess when it comes down to fast moving stuff, there's only so much you can do because, like, again, I do kind of wish we would have more than just a Quicksilver scene every time someone goes fast.
Of course.
Yeah. But at that point, you kind of just get the Wonder Woman, and that looks really unnatural. So,
did they?
It's like pick your poison. Do you want Quicksilver? Do you want that weirdness?
Did they retcon her flight back into this movie?
I think she was. In a few shots, I thought she was able to fly. She was able to fly. In a few shots that I noticed.
Yeah, she threw the briefcase up and then just fell down. Yeah. She just fell back to Earth because like that was the quickest it was gonna be. Like just let gravity take over.
Yeah, you can't just force your way down. I mean,
yeah,
you could fly, but I don't know why Warner Brothers cut the part at the end after she just obliterates that guy, but the interaction between her and that little girl. Why would they cut that?
Yeah.
That was inspiring. Why did they like leave it off?
It helps you sympathize the character and understand that, you know, she's also a person, and you know she's not like some like heartless person, you know, that kills.
Who just kill these thugs and just says goodbye.
It boils back down to the fact that I'm pretty sure, like, let's think about this for a second, guys. Let's say we lived in a world where COVID did not happen, aka a happy world. So we live in a world where COVID doesn't happen, and let's say theoretically they were to make the Snyder Cut, like re-release it in theaters. I hate to say it, but I actually don't think the Snyder Cut would have been as good released in theaters as it would have been on streaming, because in theaters you have to, you know, keep like ticket stuff in mind. You have to keep the monetization in mind. Whereas with streaming, anyone can pick it up at any time they want. Like they can watch an hour and then they can go eat dinner, and they can come back, watch another hour, go to sleep, wake up, eat breakfast, have another. You see what I'm saying? Whereas in a movie, they're stuck there for 4 hours unless they want to pay another ticket. Yeah. So this you can pause. Yeah, you can pause, rewind, fast forward, and like continue doing what you got to do. So I feel like with the movie, I feel like moments like that sadly probably would have been cut out had they released it in theater, because smaller moments like that, yes, they are important to the character and quality, but they're not important to the overall like grand scheme. So it probably would have been cut out. Yeah, so I'm not going to get mad at Warner Bros. I just feel like that might have just been something they had to cut out because it had the disadvantage of being in theater.
Yeah, a lot of people have been like kind of complaining about the runtime, but I'm like, well, when you really think about it, it was supposed to be a miniseries, first of all, and secondly, like, you go to a Netflix show and you watch the entire season within one day. So like, but you don't complain about that.
That was me with Cobra Kai. That was me with Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, all that stuff. So like, why? Because it's a movie, right? So we have like these expectations, like, oh, this should be like at least 2, maybe 3 hours, not 4 hours. Jesus Christ! Why would anyone stay in like on like a couch and watch like 1 4-hour movie? I'm like, well,
they have not done my Marvel binge watch. I can promise you that.
First of all, that, and secondly, dude, come on, like you've probably binge watched TV shows, so that's kind of like the tricky part. So really, as a guy who binge watched a lot of shit. Yeah.
Everyone's binge watched at least one show. Even like the responsible adults of the world, they've all binge watched at least one show.
When season 3 of Cobra Kai came out, I literally watched that season in one night.
Yeah, I finished it in one day. So it's
So we had the fight scene with Wonder Woman. I think what happened after that? Like I hate to say it, as I might want to rewatch the movie again, to be honest, because that movie was so damn good.
Yeah. I believe it was Cyborg who, of course, is like the best part of the movie. One of the most improved qualities of Snyder Cut is Cyborg's story.
He's He's not just an angst fest anymore. He actually has heart.
Yeah, Zack actually was right, and he was the heart of the story. I kind of felt for Cyborg, dude, because like
he actually had more going on because like in the original he just like he hides and he's like, oh,
he wasn't just
I'm a monster
standing there.
Yeah.
In this one, he's actually a character.
Yeah,
he's like
he's afraid of himself and
he's actually useful too. Like when you have a useful character, it's much easier to care about. That's the thing. In the original Justice League, I feel like Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman were the only useful people in the entire movie. Everybody else was kind of just useless.
No.
Like
Batman was hella useless in that movie.
Okay, I guess in terms of like character, because Batman's arc is continuing, but like no one else had virtually any arc whatsoever in that storyline. Whereas like Batman, okay, skill-wise, he was very much so useless.
Oh, yeah.
So like Wonder Woman and Superman were the only useful people in that entire thing. So I feel like now though with like the Zack Snyder's cut, because they have actual arcs, they have actual character moments.
Is important. They all have something to do.
And they actually have something to do, especially in the final battle, which we'll get to soon. It makes it a lot easier to care about them when they pull their weight. Like, I hate to say, but when you watch a movie and a character's just there and he doesn't do anything important, you kind of just feel like, okay, you're a set piece is what you are now.
Yeah, it's sad, too. And we'll get into Warner Brothers' diversity claims in a bit. But I think after we get introduced to Cyborg, I think we get Flash. Love that scene. I love how his powers worked. Like, he moves.
Yeah, where he saves Iris West.
His shoes freaking explode, but like when he stops in place, the road was like just getting destroyed. And then you commented saying that wouldn't Iris like blow up too because he's moving so fast? And I'm like, well, you gotta think about it. He's gently moving her body. He's guiding her body to fall. So
that is true. I just.
Yeah, that's what he's
doing. He did lightly tap her and everything. Again, it's not like, the boys or A-Train just, tackled her and shit. So it's not like that, but I feel like at least a touch probably would at least lead to some muscle tearing or something, because of how fast he's moving, even if it's the slightest touch. Like it wouldn't burst her in half, but it probably at least make a couple dents, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, that scene was good.
The real plot hole of that scene is how the hell is that person going to hire him after she sees he has no shoes because his shoes melted. So that's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, that's
the real villain was that hamburger that fell on the floor.
Oh my
dude,
God.
that driver, I hate to say it, but how considering the drivers I've ran into and how I've had a similar situation where I've dropped food. I don't keep driving and try to get my food, dude. I wait till I stop and then I get my food. That guy was so uncharacteristically irresponsible. It was kind of funny.
Why would you do that? That's disgusting. You're in a truck. Okay, all right. Oh my God. But I think after that, we're finally introduced to the Amazons and
the Amazonians, yeah.
Amazons. But
that fight was pretty damn intense, to be honest.
That was a way better introduction for Steppenwolf because you know how they all fight him and shit, and then he just X-Men's his way out of the bunker. Well, this one literally collapsed the entire freaking stronghold and into the ocean. But he's like, nah, I'm gonna jump up in the air and decapitate this one Amazonian and throw this horse. Dude, he was wrecking fools.
And his armor was also really cool too.
Yeah,
he actually.
Yeah.
Granted, it does kind of
when he got shot with the arrows and then he just flexes and they all just snap off.
Oh my God.
I'll say this: as much as I do like Steppenwolf's new design, I still feel like he kind of does look just a little bit uninspired. He kind of just still looks like a big villain you'd fight in a fantasy game.
His eyes look super weird. That's my only complaint.
His eyes are cute.
But compared to his level 1 armor from an MMO, in the first one, he looks way better in this one. He's got the spikes and everything. He at least it looks a lot more cool at least. But in the original, he just kind of a big dude with a hammer. That's really all he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So we had that. You had a pretty intense scene trying to get the mother box away from him.
Yeah, I know they also updated the way his axe works, so every time he swings it,
the
it's lightning. Instead of if it just be some orange glow, generic glow, it's lightning. It's is that axe imbued with the speed force? No, it's fine.
Nah, it's Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it's Thor's hammer. So that happens, and then they shoot the arrow, which has a longer sing than I remember, because they just shoot the arrow. It just flies, but they made this whole thing. Oh, it's in the crate, and they do all this Green Arrow bullshit. And we get a kind of a backstory because Diana's like, okay, I'll go into this temple, and there's Darkseid.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool seeing
Yeah.
that whole thing. And granted, though, how do I say this? I just kind of thought it was a bit confusing that not one person in the world has ever kind of maybe discovered those like dark side in general. Because like we learned like it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You'd think archaeologists would find remains of this battle. Like I doubt like
Oh, yeah,
they were
it's kind of-
considering. You know what I mean? Like you'd think that'd be like I don't know, like an Indiana Jones type person that keeps digging, and then one day finds like the skull of like a giant monster, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And then there's like 3 other dead mythical creatures next to it.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of don't understand that, but yet again, that's whatever.
Like in that temple that Wonder Woman opened with the arrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't like they only opened because of the arrow. I think.
But
Yeah.
Can't you like kind of cast that wall and like make the metal arrow and then just put the arrow in there? I made up some metal and.
Or
just
you
open it
could
yourself.
just-
Yeah.
There's probably magic
Drill it.
involved and
Okay,
shit like that.
Whatever. So after that, I think Bruce, they all come back, right? And then they recruit Flash, and that's definitely
They get
a better
Flash,
scene. No brunch. We definitely didn't need brunch.
Yeah, which by the way, that made me wonder. Like again, it makes me wonder: was that scene included by Joss, or was that scene included because Zach was forced to do it? Because if it was included by Joss, it seems kind of
No, it's
really.
Josh. Everything you
It's
see,
Joss?
Everything you see in Justice League is Josh. He
Yeah.
reshot 75% of the movie, so that scene was Josh.
That makes me wonder. That makes me wonder, like, how on earth did he convince Ezra Miller to come back? Like, hey, we need you to talk about brunch for like 1 minute, please. Okay, now let's move on to the next scene. Like, what?
Yeah.
Can you imagine now? Like, you're being called to come back, and it's like, hey, talk about brunch for a second, and it's like, why? Why don't you talk about
I don't
brunch?
even know what brunch is. And he's like, yeah, exactly. Go do that. I'm like, what? No, that's so stupid.
I will say, I still love the fact that he was watching Rick and Morty. Because I looked in the back and I could still see Rick and Morty was playing. So
Yeah, we
good
talked
nod.
about
But no
that.
K-pop. No K-pop. We didn't
Yeah.
get K-pop.
Yeah, they made him a lot more respectful in this one. He wasn't a K-pop like loser, but he was also a huge.
but-
He was a good friggin' like Rick and Morty fan. I could see that. I still love the fact that they threw the batarang and that's how he like reveals that he's the Flash.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's.
I still like that scene. That's such a
Could
good
you
scene.
imagine if Batman he got the wrong guy?
Yeah, he probably
Fucking
actually
someone.
did get the wrong guy a few times because there's probably a lot of Barry Allens out there. He throws it and hits him in the face. Oh boy!
Yeah, he was. He's like, oops, my bad.
Barry Allen with a Glock on him. There's a guy in his house.
Oh my god, but let's see. And then what was it? Diana, she goes to recruit Cyborg, and that scene's definitely way different as well. He's
Yeah, that whole like
yeah.
arc and everything is different too, especially when you find out more information about him. You see his backstory. I thought it was interesting that they used like the norm, like how they used him without all the cyborg stuff on him as like the representation. I thought that was actually
Yeah,
really
when
really
he
cool.
was in like the digital world, and he gave like $100,000 that like waitress, who
Yeah,
I saw a tweet from her saying that was she in the girl who portrayed her? It's like, am I in the Snyder cut? And Ray Fisher's like, yeah, you are, dude. So that was kind of nice. Just imagine
that is
like,
nice.
acting for like 5 minutes, but your role gets cut. I mean, that's kind of sad. But
I'll tell you what, dude. When it also comes down to it, like it just makes me even more sad we never got that Cyborg movie because it would have been interesting to see Cyborg probably on a more political and more like deeper scale, like manipulate the economy or not like manipulate it, but like at least it would have had deeper themes of our reliance on technology in this world that we live in. Cyborg's never been more relevant than he probably is now.
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. Sorry, I'm eating right now. I
get you.
I thought you were gonna be speaking a bit longer, but it's fine.
But yeah, I feel like, again, it's just such a tragedy that I feel like Justice League really derailed the entire DC franchise because, like, it really does seem like a good movie could have come from Cyborg. And, like, of course, we had a Flashpoint movie happening, which I'm hoping it still happens. I think it's happening.
I think we're gonna delve into that later.
Oh yeah.
Oh, please let that be the way we save the Snyderverse. Oh, please.
Restore the Snyderverse. But anyway.
If we bully them once, we can do it again.
We didn't bully them. We used the power of democracy.
Yeah, and we helped-
Cyberbully them, dude.
Yeah, we cyberbully. We didn't go to their studios and like, yeah, we're gonna kill your family if you don't release Snyder Cut. Yeah, we didn't do that. We let's see, we helped suicide prevention hotlines and stuff. We donated money for charity. Yeah, we did. We were the true Justice League. They weren't.
Yeah, you were good guys.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, so then we get Cyborg on the team.
Let's see. They go to we'll just skip to the part where they go to the tunnel, where which is a great improvement, by the way. I love the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Great improvement. It's also better than the last time where it was like, again, the Flash is so much better in this movie because he's not like, oh, I just push and run away.
Yeah, no,
like,
no.
he doesn't.
I like
so
how he was
fucking-
dodging all those bullets. Like, oh crap! He's like dodge, and he just pushes the parademon and just fucking dies. I'm like, Jesus, where was that?
Yeah.
So
Where was
fucking
that?
They got rid of that boob joke where he lands on Wonder Woman.
Oh my god! I was waiting to see like, okay, what is he gonna do? Oh, he just moves out of the way. Oh, okay, good. He doesn't like tackle Wonder Woman out of the way and lands on her tits. Nah. That's some pervy shit, bro. You don't.
It was also I also feel like, again, this might just be like a side note for just the whole movie, but I also feel like Alfred was a lot more involved in this movie, and I feel like it kind of like showed up a bit more in the tunnel scene because like in the original it's kind of just like, okay, Alfred maybe has a couple of lines here and there. Yep. This one, Alfred actually feels like he's an important part of the Justice League. Like, it feels like he's kind of like a member in his own right. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. I liked.
Jeremy Irons as Alfred was pretty good.
Him
like,
and
goddamn,
Ben
was he
Affleck
epic?
are like really good, just as good in my opinion as like Christian Bale and Michael Caine.
I forgot how good Ben Affleck was as Batman. Like, I know like some people don't prefer him, but I looked at this and I was like, you know, he's actually not that bad as Batman. I kind of wish he would continue, but again, things are it's just the fact that Justice League fucking ruined the image we had of him.
Yeah.
I don't really like Ben Affleck as Batman, but
you didn't even like him in the night. Okay, we'll talk about that scene later.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that scene later.
That later. So then they go in there. What else was different? Definitely.
So then you had the tunnel scene.
Yeah, we didn't have that.
Then you had like, I think around this part was when we had like the Atlantis fight scene, right?
Oh yeah, we totally skipped that. Yeah, we totally.
Well, that's because Amber Heard's in it, so she deserves to be
That's
skipped.
right.
Fuck Amber Heard.
Why did she?
But hold up, we skipped over Willem Dafoe though. Like, we can't do that to him.
Yeah, he was. I didn't know he was in the movie. I was like, what? Oh, I totally forgot that he was supposed.
I remember that he was in the original, and then they cut him out. Also, why did she have a British accent in this one?
I don't know.
Right? So fucking weird. Like,
I mean, maybe she would have had a British accent in Aquaman had the themes continued from Justice League, but they probably just... You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to give...
Also,
why am I giving her the benefit of the doubt? Never mind.
She said her parents died in the wars, but her dad is Dolph Lundgren. So what the hell?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Again, I feel like the Justice League is like the multiverse, like in another area, and like the current DC universe we're stuck in is like the one that we got. You know what I mean? Like, we're in this universe, and like we just got to see a better multiverse.
Yeah, but it sucks to say that Justice League
just use the multiverse to like cover up all the plot holes at this point.
Pretty much, but
Aquaman's the biggest plot hole, to be honest, in all of those movies. Now that I think about it, because like his relation with Mera is different. Like his whole like dynamic with Atlantis is like different in Aquaman versus what it was in Justice League.
He like says that he hates his mom because she left him at the dad's doorstep, even though she left when he was like 5. So like
also in BVS, didn't he have the trident? I'm gonna call it the trident. He had it in that video.
Yeah. He had the Quindent. Oh
and then Willem Dafoe was like, "Hey, you need to take this."
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
And he's like, "No."
He's like, "Nah."
So like,
nah, fam.
Something tells me like, again, it's probably just studio interference because I get the feeling Zack probably did not want to like push the Justice League in there as much as he did. Maybe he wanted to put Wonder Woman in. But I don't think he wanted to put in as much as he did for the Justice League and Dawn of Justice, like with those videos and everything. I feel like that was just the studio saying, like, you know, I mean, granted, it could be. Maybe Zack is that unorganized, which is fine. I'm willing to admit that. But something tells me it's the studio trying to be like, all right, we got to play catch up. Put him in here, do it. And then it didn't really fit with his original vision. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like, again, I hate to say it, but Warner Bros. Kind of just screwed this whole thing up. They jacked it all up, and they just messed with the project too much because they wanted Justice League to happen so damn fast, so they had to push them into the movie. Whereas like, I keep almost saying Joss. God damn, what have you done to me? Whereas like Zack, on the other hand, probably was like, no, I'm going to introduce them maybe in the Justice League itself. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
They're trying to be like Marvel, dude. I'm telling you, dude.
They shouldn't.
It's because Marvel had patience and they took a risk. They didn't know Iron Man was gonna work, but it did.
And now Marvel doesn't take any risks anymore. It's a dark world we live in.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh my god. But anyways, so we get to the tunnel. They don't go to the Batcave. I've also noticed that they go to the Batcave way later in the movie than they did in Justice League, because they go there right after, and then they're in the hangar. And I'm like, wait a minute, so there's a hangar in the Batcave? That doesn't make any sense. But they just go to the hangar, then they talk about Superman, and there's no fight. Did Steve Trevor tell you that? Or anything. It's they just all agree. Yeah, let's bring it back to life.
You don't have your stupid the team's hurting thing that happened. Like Avengers did it. Like obviously it was going to happen, but I guess maybe it feels a bit more mature in the Justice League now. It's
because they know. Oh shit, this guy's serious. He's gonna destroy all the world if we don't.
Yeah, especially after we saw that awesome fight scene with all the the lanterns and the Atlanteans and the humans and all those people uniting to fight Darkseid. It feels a lot more mature to have them be like, all right, guys, we have our differences, but now's not the time to talk about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, in Avengers, again, I'm not trying to shit on Marvel this entire time, but it does kind of feel like Marvel kind of just went that way because they just wanted to have a cool fight scene between, Thor and, Hulk, and they wanted to,
the first movie,
Yeah, they wanted to have all this epic... Which is, it's cool to see your heroes fight. It's why we like stuff like Civil War, but... The truth is, in a realistic situation like this, it's nicer to see the heroes be more mature about the situation and not just be like, no, I don't like that you did this.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, that was a big improvement. I like that scene a lot.
Yeah.
Then they go to the grave, and then there's no cringe talk between Barry and and Cyborg. And Barry kind of opens up to saying you know what, he was my hero. And I'm like, oh wow.
So wasn't that race joke?
Yeah, not that brother. I did not like that. I hate that so much. But
it tried again. It was just trying too hard to be funny.
They abandoned that Pet Cemetery joke.
Yeah, thank God.
Which was good. I was happy they got rid of it. I get it. I appreciate a throwback joke every once in a while, but I feel like in a movie like this, it doesn't really lend itself to one.
Oh no.
Especially the theme of the last two movies as well, because they were both pretty serious.
Humor, again,
Marvel
it just tries to be that Marvel humor.
And then, while they're at their funeral, let's see. Aquaman and Diana are there, and then they're talking. I've also noticed that in the last movie, they barely fucking talk at all.
They have zero interaction.
Yeah, they fight together. That's it.
They emailed each other.
We're pen pals.
He's like, "What's up? You up?"
I'm Atlantean. I know it's before my
watch
time.
this YouTube video.
Yeah, but then they kind of get into the backstory, we were at war, and it's kind of weird that how we're uniting once again.
Yeah,
it's
that was pretty cool.
I like that because I'm it's the whole team. The whole team needs to relate. And then they get the box.
Yeah, the team's all coming back.
Silas Stone definitely had a bigger role in this than he did in the last.
Yeah, that whole arc also had a role too. I was super happy when I saw Ryan Choi show up. I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, I totally forgot Ryan Choi. He was definitely meant to set up for an Adam movie. That's what Zack said.
He was setting up for a lot of stuff, and it was actually pretty natural in this movie. Now that I look back at it, Ryan Choi, he was setting up for Adam. He was setting up for a Cyborg movie. He was setting up both these movies in a really subtle way that we never had seen. Again, it's probably just because there was no studio infringement on this one.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, who shows up next? Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I just lost track now.
So we just got done with the whole tunnel fight scene.
They're going to.
And then
they're going.
They're gonna go to the ship now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely like that because it's just weird how they just walked in and then resurrected them. No, they're like, okay, we gotta get everyone out of here. And Silas is like, wait a minute, no. And he realizes, oh shit, okay, yeah, I'll let them go because that guy's my son, lol. And then they leave.
And then
resurrect. And then we noticed that Flash, when he was charging up, he kind of reversed time.
Yeah.
And I will say it makes a lot.
He did it the first time. But in this one, he had to rewind time a little bit.
Yeah.
But this one, it makes sense because, well, again, that reverse time stuff becomes really useful later. And secondly, it also makes more sense when you see the picture falling into the water, whereas beforehand it's okay, what is the picture doing there? This time, it's to show you he is reversing time. It's an actual, it's a physical showing that he is now reversing time. That's how fast he's going.
Yeah, and which
is cool. I like that. The picture has a point now.
Yeah, he's really powerful. He's very, very powerful. So they do that. Man, that whole Superman fight was there were some things in there that I didn't know that were Joss, like the Kal-El, no. But I noticed when Diana said it, she had more conviction than like the Justice League one.
Yeah, it was
like,
different.
Kal-El, no. She was like,
yeah.
Kal-El, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. That's
You feel a bit more grit behind it, probably, and it probably felt more real because of the sole fact that it was like we've seen these characters longer now. We've seen what they're going through. Whereas this, it kind of just felt like it all happened in one day, and this was just one thing they committed to doing one day. This felt like they've been on this mission for a bit now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But then also in the shit when Cyborg was like, he's plugged in, he was seeing visions of the future, and you saw, of course, Darkseid. You see Wonder Woman died. And, like, the parademons are, like, enslaving the Amazonians. Freaking Darkseid just kills Arthur, stabbing him with his own trident. And Omega beams that one Atlantean. And fun fact, it actually says end when he uses the Omega beams, which is kind of funny.
I'll actually tell you this. Like, another, like, good point about this scene, too. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But when I look at, when you see Cyborg, like, his systems are, like, automatically starting to, like, attack Superman.
Yeah.
I feel like that is played off a lot better in this than it was in Justice League. Because in Justice League, it kind of seems like, oh, ha, his systems are fighting.
No, he's like, oh, it's been stronger since the interface. I can't control. Like, nah, get out of here.
And, like, the music selection on this one makes it seem like, oh, no, it's about to go down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the music selection and the scenery as well. Because, like, again, it was super bright in the original cut. And in this now, it's all darker. You got less jokes flying around. You got the better music choice, and you got better line delivery. In the original, it just seemed like it was like a joke. Like, oh, it's a joke, and now we're going to see Superman throw down. Now it's like, oh, God, he's going to kick some ass is what's going to happen.
Like, he's going to wreck some fools. But, man, I did like the Darkseid showing up for that one bit.
Oh, yeah,
And they
Darkseid
definitely
awesome.
reused that Superman shot of him kneeling down when he killed Zod. And then, like,
yeah,
definitely.
On his shoulder, and I'm like, oh, shit, he's going to succumb to the anti-life equation. Uh-oh. And then we see Kilowog dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, is that Kilowog? He just got his a hole in his chest, dude. Damn.
Was it Batman's head or his mask that Superman was
the cowl.
holding?
He was holding the cowl.
It was just a cowl, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume he killed him.
I would have been like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's safe to assume he killed him in that reality.
Of course,
or he killed him, quotation marks. But damn, dude, that was a good scene. And he's like, wait, no. And I'm like, okay, there's gonna be some consequences to that because Cyborg kind of knows what's in the future. But they kind of never bring it back up in the movie again, unfortunately.
It's probably going to be brought up more in the future, more on that later.
Exactly. So,
was the Martha and Lois scene discussed yet or no?
The Martha. Oh yeah, we'll get to that too. They definitely completely changed that. They changed that scene. It's no longer the Daily Planet where it's some clear wig that she's wearing and bright colors and cringy lines and you were the thirstiest woman that he ever met. I'm like, what are you talking about? But they switch it to like
thirstiest woman he ever met.
they're both mourning. They're both like, oh my god, what we're gonna do now? And then of course we get the reveal. I didn't expect it to happen, but yes, Martian Manhunter does show up.
That was epic. I was like, oh my god, he's here.
He's telling the General Swanwick, and I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes sense when you think about it.
I think though they kind of spoiled it, the reveal, because in that one trailer, Martha had red eyes.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
And
trailer.
I was like,
I didn't watch that trailer. I watched it after the movie came out. I'm like,
I actually never saw that trailer either. I think I saw the initial trailer for Snyder Cut, which showed mostly just the same footage with just a different color coding on it.
Also, Martian Manhunter was in that trailer anyways. You could briefly see him in one scene, but it was fun. But I definitely
it was cool seeing Martian Manhunter.
I definitely like that scene. Because it goes to show, okay, what the fuck has Martian Manhunter been? Where was he during goddamn, when the Kryptonian showed up? Because he's just as strong as a Kryptonian, but of course, fire.
Yeah. And
then Batman vs Superman, he could have saved Superman.
He could have saved stuff, but, he had to keep himself under cover and everything.
Yeah, but I definitely like that. I didn't expect that. I did hear about it, it being a storyboard, but Zack said he never shot it. And I'm like, oh, okay. But apparently, I guess he did. He fucking lied. Or that was probably one of the reshoots, but I don't know. It was good to see.
Yeah. So we had that go down, and then we have the more character building. I'm not gonna lie, and this is not me saying I'm an action junkie, but I'm not gonna lie. Around this part of the movie, I was kind of getting a little bored, but I was like, it's not bad. I was like, okay, this is cool. I just Just kind of wish we had a little bit more like things going on now. Maybe it's because in the original like Justice League, this was like
I kind of wanted like a kind of a training scene or like where they
like if you remember the
scales and stuff.
Like if you remember the animated Superman when like he gets the black suit and everything, he goes through a training sequence. That was a pretty epic sequence, you know what I mean? So I feel like they could have benefited from that. Like he's training and I don't know, like you can hear like, you know, like Father Kent like talking to him while he's training, or like I don't know, maybe Alfred's training him. That'd be kind of badass. Like
with Superman.
Yeah, but I was
talking I
was talking about like really the team like training each other and getting a little bit more bonding and like maybe have a little joke of Batman saying, "Yeah, it's definitely not my league." LOL. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there.
One thing that I really liked was in Justice League, it was in that like last fight sequence, it was like Superman, 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 and he was darting all around doing all sorts of crap.
Whereas now it's the team.
Now it's
but we'll get to that soon though, because we're about to reach the final battle, which was an amazing final battle. I'm so pissed off I couldn't see this in theaters. Ugh!
I know, but so we get the Superman fight. He fights the League, which he was gonna kill the Flash, dude. Like, I remember he was gonna light his eyes up on him, and the police and Henry actually show up, and Cyborg's like, "You should probably move." I'm like, "Okay, finally he gets to see that line." Then Batman shows up, and then Superman walking towards him, and I know they added the Flash running at him and Aquaman, but Superman's like, "Nah, bitch, I'm gonna like move a little bit so you can crash into Aquaman." I like that.
I thought that scene,
Mr. Miyagi stuff right there.
I thought that scene where it was Flash running and making those faces. I thought that was Justice League.
No, yeah,
that was Joss Whedon that did
that.
It
was, but
when they kept, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this was actually Zack Snyder.
It's because the music in Justice League made it seem so goofy, but like the music in this one made it seem like, "Oh shit, he's gonna get fucked."
Yeah, like they actually built up the intimidation on the Superman vibe in this one, whereas like in the Justice League, it was kind of like, no one can beat Superman.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, okay,
it's so stupid, dude. Oh my god. And then of course we got like, you know, we don't have the "do you bleed?" We don't have that scene. He just straight up heat visions Batman, and I'm like, oh shit. And then Lois shows up, and he's like, oh okay, I'm gonna go back to horny jail real quick, and he flies away. And then instead of Steppenwolf showing up, taking the mother box and leaving, they're like, okay, let me go get the mother box. Or, the Silas steals it, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go destroy it. I thought his dumbass was going to try to destroy it. And I'm like, didn't they say before they couldn't destroy it? So what the fuck is he doing? And then, okay, he dies. You can see his eyeball, like, melt and shit. It was kind of, that was kind of sad, I'm not going to lie. And then Steppenwolf's like, I'm going to just yeet you away, take the box, and dip on out of here. And then they talk about, oh yeah, we could. His dad was right. Blah 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 blah. All right, let's go find this son of a bitch. Yeah.
Don't quote the end game, damn it.
Yeah. Well, technically, they kind of filmed it before Endgame, so cough cough.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
then we go Kent Farm. He remembers. We don't have a yes ma'am or you smell good. You have like she misses him and he's still kind of confused and he's like remembering. Oh okay. But they brought me back.
It's handled a lot less generically. You know what I mean? It's handled a lot less generically. I don't know. This was probably the most boring part for me. Like once Superman's like back at his home, and it's probably just because in the original Justice League, I still didn't even like it that much, to be honest. Like I don't really like him being. I get it. Like you need it to show his character. He's back. Lois is gonna want to see him and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm more like, okay, it's cool that you get to see your girlfriend and everything. There's kind of a war going on. Let's do this.
Yeah, I noticed in Justice League, he was kind of pressured to go and help the League because she's like, I gotta let you go. And he's like, oh shit, I have to go help them. Fine. Then he leaves.
Yeah.
But in this scene, he's like, okay, I have to go because he brought me back for a reason. So bye.
Yeah, I'm not here to like be your boy toy. I'm here to like kill these things.
Exactly. So I'm glad that kind of changed a bit. And then everyone suits up. I did like the morning period after when they go back to the Batcave finally, and the interaction with Alfred. I like that scene. Cyborg just ignores Alfred, and Aquaman's like, "That's badass, Alfred, Pog." And then they talk about like, "Oh, this is the plan," blah blah blah. And then like, there's a moment with Arthur and Barry about like, "Oh my God, we're asking this kid to go back into the battle. He just lost his dad." And Barry's like, "Oh, I thought you didn't care." And he's like, "I didn't say I didn't care." So I'm like, you know what? He kind of right though.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, like,
and you know for a fact, like, you know, again, there was a lot less jokes in this scene, but it was a lot more. I'm not gonna act like it was the most like high class writing, but I guess compared to Justice League, it was much. better
They
writing.
tried to give a character like Aquaman. Okay, he's all like he's muscular, he's scary looking, but he kind of has a heart, and he does.
Yeah, he's a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, like he's in the same situation, but like, you know what? Yeah, we're asking this guy who just lost his dad to like risk his life now to like maybe save the world. Like, it's sad. He needs time to grieve, but it's
Exactly.
at the end of the day, the world's gonna end. We don't have time for that, so they go.
Like in Justice League, he was just a dick to Cyborg.
I know
the
he's
whole
like,
time.
either you can't find him or you can't. Like, he was being a dick to him. I'm like, what the fuck are you being a dick to him for, dude?
Yeah.
What? Oh my god, it's so stupid. But let's see. We didn't get the Batman and Wonder Woman scene where they're like talking, and you could clearly tell Ben Affleck is a little chubby.
We also didn't get the scene where it was like she uses the lasso of truth on him and like he starts speaking his mind.
yeah,
Like, we
we
thank
don't
God
get
didn't
that.
get that.
He was sitting on it, but
Yeah, he
like
was sitting on
that
it.
was just was a dumb. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
Instead of that, they're all suiting up and shit in the Flying Fox. I think that's what they call it. So that
It was pretty cool to see. I feel like Batman's tech also was a lot more useful in this movie, whereas like last time it kind of just felt a bit useless.
Yeah, like his gauntlets. I like that. That was kind of inspired by
His gauntlets, the little like tank thing he had in the tunnel even seemed more useful until again Cyborg still had to take over it, but it still felt more useful than it did last time.
Yeah, like he didn't stumble into it. He's like, I didn't bring a sword, and like, oh Jesus, he is tall. No, we didn't get that bullshit. We got him like actually knowing how to use his tech. Yeah.
Yeah, this felt like actual Batman where he wasn't like making jokes and everything. There were only a couple lines that I felt like in the original Justice League it didn't ruin Batman's character, like when he looks over at Gordon, he goes, maybe temporary, when he's talking about like being a team after he makes fun of him. I feel like that's actually kind of a Batman line. I could totally be him saying that in the comics. It's just
definitely. Or I think there was one scene when like Alfred shows up and is like, why are we bringing Superman back to life? Well, if he's at peace, and he's just like, he'll get over it. That's something Batman would say too. Like, he'll get over it. But that's fine. I don't care. Then we get to the Superman. He goes back to the ship, and then you have like the two speeches between his two dads. Which I like that scene. I like that scene a lot.
That was a good scene too.
That was a really fucking good scene.
And then all the suits showing up. I'm like, you know what? Batman can go
good,
and take one of those suits.
I think one of those was like
one of those Zods and Jors, and then the red suit is still there, and then you get the black.
And then
suit.
like the space suit. There was like that.
It was cool seeing the black suit. I'm not gonna lie, seeing that black suit was epic.
I've always wanted.
But we'll get to that soon. We'll get to that soon. So then we get of course, then he goes back and Alfred is all like, "You're here. I'm so glad like you came." And he said you would come. I remember that scene was in the trailers.
Yeah,
and it never showed up. It was so upset. And when that scene happened, I knew it was Superman, of course. But I was like, oh, I finally get to see the scene.
My dumbass thought it was like
Green Lantern or something. I thought it was Superman, because why would they bring Green Lantern to this? Like,
I wanted it to be Green Lantern so bad. I just want a Green Lantern. God damn it. But one day, I believe in my heart one day.
Hey, we had 2 Green Lanterns in the movie. Oh, but they died, so.
No, yeah, my fucking dumbass thought it was like Saint Walker or something.
Saint Walker.
Because there was like a blue flash.
I know they would never. I know they would never do it, but deep down in my heart, I was kind of hoping it was John Constantine. Oh boy,
Keanu Reeves is showing up like, yeah, they killed my dog.
Okay, that would just be epic. They killed my dog.
They killed my dog. But okay, so they go to Pyarnov or Russian town that's abandoned. No Russian family. No
Russian family. Thank God.
Plotline, dude.
Yeah. I mean, again, when I look at the way Joss was trying to do things, I hate shitting on a director's vision because let's face it, it was still Joss's vision at the end of the day. He wanted something a bit more inspiring. But the truth is, execution was shitty. I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to show like the heroes can give us hope. They inspire us. Yeah, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with showing us that. Yeah, but it just felt so like not cool, and it felt so out of place to this Russian
when
family.
The little girl grabbed the bug spray, I was cracking up.
I was like,
she did not, dude.
They're not bugs, they're aliens. But anyways.
Like maybe if Joss had his own, because like Joss had the Avengers and everything, so it's fine to work it there. But I felt like with the past 2 movies, especially again, this all just ties into the fact that it felt so out of place when you look at like Man of Steel and BVS. Like it just feels so out of place, especially to have like Justice League and then like this Russian family arc and everything. What is this, WandaVision? Like, come on, dude, get that out of here!
Yeah,
like, we ain't doing
that. They're trapped in the town. Oh my god, get out of here! But no, I think Jeff Johns had like some input on that as well. So it's not just Josh, and Jeff Johns is kind of known to have some wacky ass writing. I mean, remember he rewrote the end of Wonder Woman. Because
I feel like it's sad when you look at a lot of old comic book writers like freaking Alan Moore, Jeff Johns, Frank Miller. They all kind of went down the deep end at some point.
Yeah, like really, dude, come on. You have to get like you could like show up and supervise, but like, come on, man, don't like take control of it.
We need a new generation. It's kind of why I trust. It's why I trust Kevin Feige, but for now at least.
Yeah, but so then they go in there. Batman's more useful. He flies the Fox. I thought that got destroyed, but at the end it shows up all like, oh, it's not broken. Yeah, because he crash landed it. And I'm like, okay, it's broken. They can't use it. But then like
I'm glad like.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, the fight scene was actually really good. Like between everyone, like again, had their moment to shine. Like Granted, Flash was like running in circles the whole time, but more on that later. But like, it was cool to see this final battle happen. I was glad that they kept the Aquaman like cyborg scene because I actually felt that was a really good scene.
Yeah, well, he didn't ran it over yet. My man. He's just like, you're welcome, my man.
That was cool. Aquaman kicking ass was cool. Cyborg was wrecking house. Wonder Woman was really good in this fight too. I really felt like she was way better. Like she was still useful, like I said in Justice League, but I felt like she was a lot more useful in this one too.
I love that the team was actually doing shit together.
Yeah,
you know.
That's what we came here to see. We didn't come here to just see them do their own individual things. We came here to see them all come together.
Of course.
Right now over me.
That's. Oh, that was a funny reference. But anyways. Yeah, I did like the part where they all had like the separate thing, like you saw Flash flying, Aquaman, the whole riding the parademon like a surfboard.
That was cool.
Yeah, Cyborg like literally using his sonic cannons to collapse the buildings next to him. That was pretty fucking dope. And then Batman, like they all had something to do. Flash, he had to generate the charge. Cyborg had to go to Unity. Wonder Woman,
good stuff.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. Yeah, let's take down Steppenwolf, and Batman's just out there like shooting all the parademons. I like that. He was useful.
It made sense. Everybody was doing stuff that I felt like they should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm gonna shit on Batman v Superman. It just felt odd when Batman's just shooting this fucking dinky ass gun at freaking Doomsday. Like, it just felt weird. You know what I mean? But this time it made sense. Like, Batman's holding him off where he can. You got the two most powerful people taking on the boss. And you got like your support character running around in circles on the outside, generating what he needs to do. Like you got everybody.
Flash would do too, because he's done that in the TV show before. He had
so like it makes sense. Everybody here was doing their stuff, like which I feel like it's better than like the original, where like Flash was just like I get it. Flash was saving civilians. Like I get it again. Superhero's supposed to.
He barely wasn't doing anything. All he did was save that family. Superman did all the shit. That was bullshit. Again, I don't like that.
Again, it all comes down to the fact that yes, I get it. The heroes are supposed to inspire us, but I feel like it's better when you see the heroes actually saving the day and everything. Like, I'm not saying that like humans are lesser in the world of comics, but I feel like you should kind of leave saving the people to like the normal humans. Like, get them to safety, and like yes, heroes help out when you can. But when you got the Flash involved in situations like these, he's got to be more useful taking on the threat than he is like getting people out is the thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, you don't...
Leave it to your community helpers who have signed on to save lives.
Exactly. Like have them like, guide the police and shit or whatever. Like Captain America did in Avengers. That's something like that. Don't have them be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to put everybody in the building and like defy physics and carry that building away. Nah, get out of here.
That was fucking stupid.
That was so stupid.
Yeah.
Even Homelander
that
called
was
that shit
so
out.
goofy. That was so goofy.
On top of that, Flash was like, Flash was like, Dostoevsky.
Bye.
That's not like a fucking Russian composer or something.
I don't
know.
It's something saying good day. I don't fucking know. But so then they fight, and then like
weird.
I did like.
And then you have that. I like the Steppenwolf fight scene a lot better too. Like, holy crap, was that actually a lot? And especially when they took him down the way they did. It was so much better than he gets scarred from Lion King. He gets the scar death. I was like, it sucks. Like,
Oh, let's talk about Steppenwolf for a second. So, he looks cooler and he somewhat has a character. Like,
he feels like a threat.
Like, he feels like a threat,
originally.
And he's
originally had like this weird Oedipus complex, like mother. But like in this one, it's like he actually has a story.
Yeah,
he's actually a person.
Yeah, he just wants to go home. Like. He's like, dude, those puppy eyes, man. My God, they got to.
I don't
like he actually felt relatable in this one. Where I was like, again, in the original, it was this weird Shakespearean Greek tragedy thing, like talking to the mother boss. Is like, mother, like it's some weird. That was some weird shit. Now that I walked back at Justice League, I was like, Dude, what are your intentions with those boxes, man? Like, what the fuck?
Exactly, but no, I think he looked a lot threatening once he started having the blue eyes. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna start kicking some ass, and he did, until Superman shows up, and I swear to God, I thought
Superman coming with the clutch was so epic.
Yeah, I thought Zack Snyder said that he would never incorporate his freeze breath. I thought I heard him once say that, but like once he did that, he did the axe and he just punched it out of the way. I'm like, what the fuck? Wait, Zack? I thought never mind. But then he just...
Hey, we were also told the Snyder Cut was never going to happen.
Hey, true about that. Then he just sparred other kicks. Dude, he's just kicking ass on Steppenwolf. Cuts his horn
off. It was cool.
Oh my god, that was amazing. And then, of course...
It was epic to see. Yeah, it was epic to see that. And, like, you know, his death, too, especially when they just flung him and then the dude gets beheaded. Like, that was so much better.
Hey, guys. At the end, he got what he wanted. He went home. I mean...
Yeah, he went home.
In pieces, but yeah.
It was so much, like, he had, like, the horn cut off, too. Like, they took this guy on, whereas, like, again, in the original, he just gets the hyenas from, like, Lion King to kill him, and it's just, like, cool, I guess. Like, you know what I mean?
And then
he got Alfred.
Yeah, then Darkseid's just there, like, the fuck's going on? Like, huh? I'm just gonna... Yeah,
and
I'm just
gonna
stand here and do nothing, and just watch my uncle die. Like,
you also really felt like the intensity of that scene too, because Flash is like, "Dude, I can't hold this," and Cyborg's like, "Hurry up, I'm trying my best."
But
like,
instead of Flash just saving a family, he legit just saves the fucking world because let's say he
because they were gonna nuke that planet.
Oh my god, dude, that was a really good scene. I don't know why.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, when he got hit and like he's holding his side and everything, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually starting to hit the feels now. He feels like he totally just let everybody down. But then it's like, no, he's gonna save their asses. And I love that he pretty much just pulled a Thanos. He reverts the save and like everybody comes back. Like that was some good shit.
That was some good shit. I did like that Cyborg scene in there as well, where like he shows up and like, you know, the 3 mother boxes represented him and his like mom, his parents.
Yeah, like it was good stuff. There was like a more of a connection to him with those mother boxes. They actually felt like the mother boxes in this movie felt like they actually had a lot more bearing on the characters, whereas in the last one they were just MacGuffins. Yeah, that's just what they were.
They felt like a sense of threat. Like separately, they were like they each were kind of threatening to even have because they all woke up.
Yeah,
they all had some kind of like I don't know, like character to them, and then.
You had arcs like with every character and including like the mother boxes because again beforehand it was just Steppenwolf's like weird obsession with these things like was creepy ass shit like it was good, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So I like that scene and his quote saying that he's not broken and he's not alone. I'm like, okay, I like that because he has the League now.
Yeah, he's got a family.
He's got a family, and then he does that. And we didn't get my toes hurt. They just they take the mother boxes away. There's no explosion or anything. Kill Steppenwolf. Then we get that dark side. Like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it myself. We'll use the old ways. And
old school.
You just see the whole army, and then Justice League. You know, just standing up. They don't talk to each other. They're just staring at the fucking sunset. No,
Yep.
Yeah. Glad I didn't miss this, and all that bullshit.
Yeah. And then they come in and. Ship shows up, and then we get our epic epilogue where it's like, oh, now this is where the inspiring stuff comes in. The feels, you know what I mean? The stuff that they wanted for the whole movie, but now feels earned, that we are inspiring people.
Some people didn't like the epilogue.
I feel like the epilogue kind of did drag on just a little bit. I feel like
that was the only chapter I felt dragged because I'm like, okay, like... Because I totally
But, like, it's because we know it's all over now. It's like, okay, threat's gone. Everyone's doing their thing. We have our cool speech. Can we hurry this up?
No, because then I'm like, right when I was like, wait, it's almost ending? Where the fuck is the nightmare sequence? It shows up. I'm like, oh, okay.
So now we have the nightmare sequence.
I like that scene a lot. I did not
I feel like I liked it more than the humans should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like her being there either. But I hate to say it, but I really feel like if it was just a different actress, like the scene would have been perfect. Like if it was like, well, who I want them to replace with, like Emilia Clarke, for example, that'd be pretty badass.
Or Johnny Depp, yeah, I like that too.
Keanu Reeves, you mean?
Keanu Reeves.
Wasn't that the team in the drafts of the?
Yeah, you were right, but Deathstroke wasn't there. It was Deadshot. So imagine Smith was there.
I will say this: it is a bit more interesting that Deathstroke is there, though. To be honest, like as much as I do like Deadshot, I feel like Deathstroke being there it's just a little bit more interesting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, because
that last we saw him,
yeah,
he was with Lex Luthor, and now he's in the apocalypse scenario where he's like teaming up with. And I loved his mohawk too, by the way. That was so like, God. I will say this: that entire sequence, he didn't say much. Deathstroke was my favorite part of that sequence.
Yeah,
he was
especially
just so
that,
badass.
like, oh shit, Bruce Wayne's Batman. All right, I'll celebrate that. I'm like, oh shit, that was supposed to set up the Batman because he was supposed to be the main villain.
Yeah.
And he was going to try and destroy. Oh my god, that was a huge
Ugh.
setup, dude.
As excited as I am for the Pattinson
death
Batman,
of Robin.
as excited as I still am for the Pattinson Batman, there's still no denying in my heart. I just really want to see Deathstroke versus Batman on the big screen because Deathstroke's such a badass character. I really want to see this.
Yeah, dude.
I have a question.
What?
Is there a casting list out for the Batman yet?
Yes. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. Paul Dano is Riddler. Colin Farrell's Penguin. Pattinson is Batman. Andy Serkis is Alfred. John Turturro is Falcone.
Oh wow.
What's his name is Gordon. Fuck, I forgot his name. But
I know who you're talking about.
Fuck,
yeah.
I forgot his name. But yeah, he's gonna be Gordon. It's a black guy.
Jeffrey Wright.
It's pretty bad we forgot that name.
Yeah,
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright's the one. Jeffrey Wright's playing Gordon.
He's a good actor. I like him.
Yeah, it's all looking to be pretty good stuff. Like, again, though, we don't know where that universe takes place. We don't even know if it's in the universe, but whatever.
It's not. But back to Nightmare. I definitely love that Joker and Batman banter. I like that.
That was a good scene, especially like when Batman just straight up drops the F-bomb. I was like, oh, he ain't messing around.
Yeah, I swear to God, I will fucking kill you. And I'm like, he said F word. Uh-oh.
They mentioned Harley Quinn in that.
Yeah, they mentioned Harley Quinn. I'm like,
dude, I'm so upset we're not gonna see that universe because it's so interesting to think, like, what exactly happened to everybody in that world. Like, Harley Quinn got freaking murdered from what it sounds like. Joker is somehow alive with SWAT gear. Deathstroke has a mohawk and he's teaming up with everybody. Flash has his battle armor. Out of everyone in the Justice League, he's the one that makes it. Mara's alive, but it seems like, freaking Aquaman's dead. So I don't even know what the hell happened to... I don't even know what happened to, like, Willem Dafoe. And, like, I like, what happened to Ryan Choi? You know what I mean? What happened to Martian Manhunter? Yeah. Where's the rest of these characters? It's such an interesting mismatch of, like, apocalypse survivors, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
God, I just want to see a world, even if it's just a movie about them surviving in that world and they don't even actually fix it. I'd still love to see it.
That'd be a great
movie. That'd be some epic Mad Max action, dude. Like, I'd love to see that. But alas, like, okay, I'll take it even if it's an animated series, even if it's animated, even if it's like a comic, even if it's a video game or a mini series. I just want to see that world where everything went fucking horrible. And then Superman's embraced the inner Homelander he's gotten him. And like shit just went bad.
Zack Snyder could honestly write a comic if he got the rights to it.
Exactly.
That would sell. People would buy that comic. I will guarantee. I could guarantee.
Warner Bros. Be like, "Oh yeah, we'll make a movie out of this," but then like it'll be too late because all the actors are gonna get old and shit, dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta do it now. But I feel like that their conversation kind of heavily insinuated that Joker is Robin. I just.
Oh yeah. I was sitting there and I'm like, dude, he's got to be Robin. There's no way. The words he's saying, like fallen allies and stuff. Like, I get it. You're talking about the fact that Joker killed Robin. Granted, they said Harley Quinn's the one that killed him in like the Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like it's just so no. Like, he's got to be Robin. He's Robin 100%. Like, Dick Grayson's dead, yes, but Jason Todd is definitely. I don't believe Jason is not Robin.
Yeah, because just the way he's talking.
I don't believe that Batman. Jason is not Robin that went evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck, man, that's such a great. And then we get, of course, the ending scene where Martian Manhunter. You know what Zack said? He said he really wanted Green Lantern to show up. John Stewart Green Lantern. He wanted him to show up.
They filmed it, actually.
Yeah, they filmed it, but Warner Bros. Was like, no, we don't want you to do Green Lantern. I'm like, why the fuck
not?
Why
the fuck not?
So
wasn't it? It was John Stewart Green Lantern, right?
Yeah, John Stewart. It was going to be John Stewart.
Yeah, because after the disaster that was Hal Jordan, you gotta bring in a new one.
Even he still wanted to have Hal Jordan like Ryan Reynolds in the movie. I'm like, really?
As much as I do give that movie crap, I'm not gonna lie. It would have been just a little nice to see it happen, just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a Crisis on Infinite Earth type of thing.
Yeah.
Actors and stuff.
But then, he's like, I'm Martian Manhunter. Bye. And then he fucking leaves.
And then he just yeets out of there, and then that's the end
So-
of the movie.
Yeah, end of the movie. 4 hours, the pure.
And the end of the Snyderverse 2 as we know it.
Yeah, for now. But otherwise, I give that movie down at 10. I mean, my only problems is there's some, of course, some CGI.
8 out of 10.
And then,
Music choice was kind of off, but it was still pretty badass.
Oh,
I feel like if they just didn't overplay that, like everything.
I
was
love
fine.
the main theme. The main theme is so fucking good, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I've been listening to it the past couple of days, and it's fucking good.
I think the song when Flash reverses time, like that song is amazing.
Oh,
That's a good song.
It's really good.
Okay,
I sometimes miss
let's-
the Danny Elfman score though. Sometimes, if I'm being honest.
Eh.
I say we should all give it our let's get the final thoughts, final reviews, final
Yeah,
score,
Like I said,
and then
9 out of
that'll be
10.
it.
That'll be it. No, we still gotta talk about the news today, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the news now, and then we'll give the Snyder Cut
we'll
a final
definitely.
rating?
So let's see. I woke up this afternoon, not this morning, because I woke up at 12.
Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God.
Yeah, I gotta thank God that. Oh my God, the CEO. What was her fucking name again? Ann something. I don't fucking care. She's useless in my mind now. Said that they're not continuing to do Snyderverse or working on the Ayer cut. And I'm like, wait, what? So there is an Ayer cut. You just kind of.
So there is an Ayer cut. You literally just ignored. You
Oh my
confirmed it, and now
God.
you're ignoring it.
Yeah, that was the way she answered it too. Like, no, we do not plan to release an Ayer cut. And I'm like, really? You give all these like piss poor excuses for like why you don't want to do Snyderverse, and you said, yeah, we're not going to do the Ayer cut. I'm like, come on.
With that news, all I can say is, as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left.
Oh my
There's
God.
nothing left.
Yeah, let's see. Is it still trending on Twitter right now?
I mean, I feel
It
like
could be.
something tells me, because again, we were told we were never getting the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, it's been.
I believe it's possible we can do it again.
Especially with HBO Max too, because I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's so strange that HBO Max is probably going to be like the carrier of this whole thing.
because I mean, just when Snyder Cut came out, like that app crashed a lot. And remember, it paused for us. Remember, Isaac, it paused for like 10 fucking minutes, and we couldn't get it to like.
Yeah, it's already
unpause.
made over 500 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, why would you throw away all that? If you want to make money, why are you throwing away your gold mine right now, dude?
Especially because I've been like seeing that it's been getting generally favorable reviews. I mean, granted, I haven't seen that many like 10 out of 10s, but I have definitely not seen a 0 out of 10 yet. Like I haven't heard anyone shit on the game
so
yet.
far
Or
is
shit on the movie
saying
yet. Sorry.
that, it
was good.
It's so good. It's better than Justice League. But the thing is, what if this version came out 3 years ago instead of Justice League? Would we be saying the same things?
That's a question I've been asking, and I don't know if we would have, because again, it goes back to my theory that it would have been released in theaters, so you wouldn't have a 4-hour movie. So it would have been heavily castrated, and you would have had to deal with a 2-hour movie. And let's face it, if you cut even any hour out of that movie, you're missing a lot of like story. So
Oh yeah.
I feel like this wouldn't have been possible. It wouldn't have been possible for them, and if they somehow went crazy and did a 4-hour long like release and were willing to risk all that money being lost, which they probably would have, I don't know if we would have given it the same love we are giving it now. I feel like a lot of it right now is like we're happy that Zack finally got he got what he deserved. He finally got his
vision.
finishing of the story he wanted to give, especially in memory of his daughter.
Oh yeah.
And then it comes down to the fact that also we just got such a shitty thing. It's like I call it the comparison effect. It's like if I walk up to you and tell you that you just won $1,000, you're like, wait, really? Then I go, no, you actually won $10,000. That $10,000 is so much bigger now. But if I did the reverse, I walked up to you and said, you just won $10,000? Really? No, you actually won $1,000. $1,000 is a lot of money, but by comparison, you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's the comparison thing that really brought this movie up even higher, which makes me a little sad because I kind of like maybe I'm a little blinded by the fact that I just got a better Justice League. Maybe only time's gonna tell on that one, to be honest.
Yeah, but honestly, in my opinion, I think I would have liked it a lot because, of course, I think it's kind of better than Batman vs Superman.
Oh, by far.
I will say,
again,
if I am going to consider the Snyder Cut in terms of movies, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna say it's actually my favorite like DCEU movie.
Yeah,
I think it's number one.
I think
Number two is Shazam.
I think it's also high on my list as well because what it represents. in filmmaking.
Yeah, that's true. It represents
Because-
a big step in filmmaking, fans having a say as well, and just an
freedom.
overall like respect for the director. Yeah,
Exactly. Like I know Endgame's #1, but this is getting up there because of what the film represented and what it was just a love letter to Zack's daughter and us fans, and we've tried so hard to get it and we got it, but like in the end we're not going to have a continuation, and I'm just like, really?
I'm gonna hold on to a little bit of hope that we will. I feel like this movie, especially with it being successful, if it's made $500 million in like this weekend alone, it's probably gonna make more money.
Exactly. Like
I feel like this alone is going to be at least a sign in the future that the fans, we deserve it every once in a while, and they should listen to us more often. You know what I mean?
It bumped Man of Steel down for me on my list because Man of Steel is my favorite, and then Shazam, and now it's Snyder Cut, and then Shazam, and then Man of Steel.
Yeah, but
okay. So, do we want to give our final ranks?
Final rating
or
time.
not final rating time?
Like I said, this is 9 out of 10, and I've waited so long for this to have a director's vision finally realized, and him able to. Even he believes that if he would have released it, he wouldn't know if his daughter would have loved it or not. Like, sure, he knew the fans would love it, but like deep down, he was always like, I don't know if Autumn's ever gonna like the movie or love it. And
I'd like to. I don't know how she was, but I'd like to think she would.
She was definitely more interested in the filmmaking, and the way he talks about her is like, you know what? All of us could have been pretty good friends with her if we met her in real life. But,
exactly. All right, so 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. I'm probably gonna watch it again sometime with Aiden this week. So
probably me too, to be honest.
I just
my friends out here want to watch it with me, so I feel like I'll do it again. Sure.
I hope that Snyderverse happens. It needs to. It has to. Faith.
Alrighty.
Faith.
All right, Isaac, what's your final rank?
7 out of 10.
You said
7 out of 10
earlier, buddy. Why'd you change your mind?
Because I thought about it more.
Okay.
That's one way to put it. What are your reasonings behind it being 7 out of 10? What was your happiness and what was your downness?
So, overall, like, it made everything make more sense. Like, I hate Batman vs. Superman less, which I thought was impossible, because, I fucking hate that movie. So yeah, I mean, that was definitely a positive. It connected a lot of things, but, like, there's still some holes. The first 2 hours were pretty slow for me. Like, I got bored a lot. I don't know. There's still some writing issues that happened.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's not like an amazing movie. It's like I was entertained. It was pretty good. Like I don't know. I'm just very particular when it comes to movies like this.
I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Julian, what is yours?
Yes. I would give this a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because
all right.
It was pretty good. Glad that we actually got this. Honestly, like, it's amazing that this is, like, you know, even a thing now. I think, but like the development that the characters had in this movie was like pretty good with like Flash and Cyborg. You know, they're not just like standing around; they're actual characters, and that's what made me like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. You could tell that
already.
He only planted a seed for those characters because he knew that at the time that you were going to get solo movies. So like, you plant the seeds of the characters and you build upon them.
He didn't fully wrap up their arcs, but I will say he definitely gave them pretty good like finishes for now.
That's why I didn't have a problem with like the way their characters ended off at, because he thought that they were all going to be a little bit more fleshed out before Justice League 2. So
alrighty, and then my final verdict. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Feel like it was an amazing. It was amazing that this movie even happened, like Julian said. It was great that this even happened. A vast improvement over the inferior Justice League. And then combine that with the fact that, again, it's for his daughter that tragically lost her life. I I just feel like I can't really give the movie too much crap because it's very much so a love letter to her and like just his honoring of her. But not only that, I just feel like we finally got like what we as fans wanted. Zack got what he wanted, and again, it was a vast improvement. I'm not giving it like a 9 or a 10 because I believe it wasn't a perfect movie. There was that lull, and I did have some issues with the like some of the music as well, and I feel like the dialogue was a bit off at times. It wasn't definitely like Kubrick type dialogue or anything, but overall vast improvement. It also goes to show just how much editing can really change a movie, like in like the most intense ways. Like coloring and music can make a scene go from goofy to absolutely like intimidating at times. So yeah, I will definitely say 8 out of 10. A fantastic movie in my opinion. Not the best, but I also will say it is a great send off to the Snyderverse. If we never get to come back, I feel like we at least ended on a note of victory, in my opinion.
We got
a trilogy.
Vision. Yeah, but if it's
we got what he wanted.
Hopefully, because
I would
Fingers
love
crossed,
to
man.
see more movies.
I definitely want to see more of Ray Fisher. That's the thing. Like,
just fuck Warner Bros.
Just how, Warner Brothers talking about diversity, but they had the guts to fire him.
Warner Brothers have been making some pretty shitty moves on their part, and they're getting hate for it that they deserve.
Maybe this movie
and bites them in the ass.
Maybe this movie will make them wake up. That's all we can really hope for. But all right, gentlemen, I think this has been a great podcast.
Yeah, great first episode talking about the movie that kind of.
I call it
technically
episode
second,
1.5.
but yeah, the first.
I call it episode 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, there we go.
But like first published episode, there we go. We'll do that.
It's like the Spider-Man 2.1.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2.1. Oh my god, but thank you guys for like showing up and
definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know what episode 2 is gonna be about, but I'll be sure.
We'll figure something out.
Let you guys know.
Godzilla versus Kong.
You know what?
Godzilla versus Kong?
You're right. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Next podcast, guys, is definitely gonna be Godzilla versus Kong and the MonsterVerse in general. So,
alright.
Are we keeping this just a movie podcast, or
it could be?
We can probably discuss like games at some point and everything in our lives.
It's nerd stuff, so really. I don't
when Cobra Kai season 4 comes out, I feel like that should definitely be an episode.
Definitely.
Dude,
I feel like we should do some like interview podcasts with each other too, like come up with questions for each other. So
just so they know us a bit better.
Let me call. Let me go call like Zack Snyder and like ask him for an interview.
Alrighty. We'll be seeing y'all later.
All right.
That
was a good day.
Bye.
And, but then they're